September the 20th City Council meeting. Welcome, everyone. Council members, guests, employees, media, anyone else who's going to be. Roll call, please.
Glenn Owens. Here. Terry Murphy.
Here.
Billy Maxey.
Here.
Billy Duffy.
Here.
Glenn Murphy.
Here.
Otis Shank.
Here. We have the minutes of the August 16 meeting. Everybody got a chance to look at those, review them. Any questions, deletions, additions, comments?
I got something, page 2, second paragraph from the bottom, it's about Ms. Hazel Andrews. On in the paragraph it says Mr. Scott, property tax appeal forward. It should be Ms. Hazel with the Housing Authority Board. Do you see that?
Gotcha.
That's all I got.
Everybody noted that correction? Any other questions, comments? Motion to approve the minutes.
Motion.
Motion by Maxey,
Second.
second by William Murphy. Roll call.
Glenn Owens. Terry Murphy.
Yes.
Billy Maxey.
Yes.
Billy Duffy.
Yes.
Glenn Murphy.
Yes.
Otis Shank.
Yes.
All right, we have the check register overtime reports, profit and loss. Floor is open for questions, comments.
I've got to ask about, one employee's overtime that's over $1,000. There's a, right here, what was that
Water?
going on there?
Yeah,
Is that water
we don't-
sewer?
No,
Well, yeah, we can't say.
yeah, but anyhow, there was multiple things going on there. One, we had to clean basins, and he came in at about 2 o'clock in the morning and started the plant, fill up the tanks and everything, shut it down and started draining the tanks. It's the big basin over it. And, that was pretty much an all-day job. And, so he came in early, took care of that. And then also, they had a leak in the park that week, or that pay period, 2 leaks. And also he was, operating backhoe at the demolition dirt. If we own the backhoe, he gets paid for overtime for operating the backhoe.
And he was for the demolition derby,
Yes,
so we paid him to operate the backhoe at the
Yes.
demolition derby?
we've been doing that for quite a while.
The city and county, I think the county also pays their
Yes.
employees
Yeah.
to work. whatever.
Was this, was all this overtime before we hired the 2 new people?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
This was,
No, this overtime this wouldn't have been before we hired them, because they was at the last meeting. So this
Yeah,
would
no,
be the
but see,
next
this
month.
here, this timeframe,
this was during the fire and the week before the fire.
Right, this is over.
yeah,
A month
it's
ago.
actually, it's in July.
Well, no, August 7th.
August the seventh,
It's
when we
when-
first.
Right, that was the week of the fair, in August 7th.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah, that was before. This was more than that. It's the only question I have.
yeah, that's,
Dated September, or July the
23rd to, August 5th.
Did you get your answer, Mr. Deputy?
Yeah, it's good. So, since we hired the 2 new guys,
Well, I mean, really, it kind of depends what's gonna be going on. And, like I said, out there, you know, he, at that time, he was our youngest and strongest and all that stuff. And so like when it came like doing the basins, you know, he was the guy. So a lot of times when we've done this, especially as bad as it was, we'd have 2 people on, and we only had 1. And he's also the lowest paid of, at
That's about it.
Because we loan the backhoe, but we don't trust people, because we've had a lot of problems in the past. So we make sure if somebody's using our backhoe, except for a few select people, our guys can be on there. So, he's been authorized to get paid while he's sitting on the backhoe.
Right. Yeah, what I was asking, knowing the two new guys, since the two new guys have come on, the overtime is like being cut down.
Yeah.
We'll see that next month, correct? On this.
Yeah,
We don't see
sure.
that on this,
Right.
on this, well, we'll see it next month on.
I would imagine.
Right, okay. Thank you.
Well, maybe not. We have a guy in the hospital. He's been there-
That's right,
He's
okay.
been there a week, and we're having, Joe and I are having to cover his 40-hour shift.
So that'll show up on next month.
He looks like he might be there a while longer. you know.
I'm good, that's all I've got.
Any other questions?
Did we just got Rocket Firehouse here, 1,159, did we get a total so far on all the work that's been done over there, or what's the Black Hawk Rock all, what's that total?
The blacktop and stuff is 19,000.
Over here, and then how much is the rock? 1,001, the total job
It
is
was
how
all
much?
total.
Well, it's different, people that done the same thing, like that we're talking about, and
Just like
It's
the
different.
entire blacktop, I mean, like the job, like if you had to put gravel, if you had to, how much money did we pay to get that done? So, I didn't even put a 19 on here, really. Is it on here?
The blacktop was 19, right, Greg?
19,700.
Well,
it
maybe.
may not be on this one.
It was on last
Hey,
one,
on this
wasn't
one.
it? Is that on last one?
Doug and our people, helped dig out, we had to put those big rock in, we run into the mud. And it was just so soft. So we had to put a lot of rock extra in.
The big ones.
Yeah, big rock, yeah, it was
Big
smaller
rock.
rock.
So it was really over 20 on
Some
here.
good-
They went down probably 10 feet, 8 feet, 6 feet.
Is it on here and I'm not seeing it for you?
It's not on this one, it's short on this one. The rocks on this one. And then, of course, the equipment was added in with, the total, which you'll see next month too, but that'll be the next month's thing. No, it's not on this one. Yeah. It's not on this one, it's on the next one.
Any other questions? Comments? Everybody's had these for a couple of weeks, a week, whatever. Not any more questions, is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Guffey,
Second.
second by Young, discussion, roll call.
Glenn Owens. Terry Murphy.
Yes.
Billy Maxey.
Yes.
Billy Duffy.
Yes.
Glenn Murphy.
Yes.
Lee Shane.
Yes.
Motion passes. We have, I'm gonna move up on the agenda with permission from the council. We have Kathy Couch here. We've been talking about the batting cage that Tim Parsons, I believe that's the correct name, Parsons. They have collected money to build this batting facility, and they now have the money to complete this project. And Kathy, would you like to address the council at this
I'll
point?
be happy to. I'm prepared to make a pledge toward that project, and I'll just preface it by saying, most of you that are here knew Fred, my husband Fred, and know how devoted he was to the Little League program, and how important it was to him that the youth of our community have state-of-the-art facilities and equipment in order to compete in that sport, and just to learn how to be team players. There's a whole generation of youth coming up now who did not have the opportunity to know him or play under him. And I just think it's important for the youth in perpetuity to understand that there have always been people in this community that felt they were important, that felt they had the right to have the same kind of facilities that some of the larger communities had. And so, in that vein, I would like to, I'll read this pledge that I've written, and then I'll tender it to the mayor. In connection with the possible construction of an indoor batting or practice facility to be constructed on the premises on or near the City Veterans Park in the vicinity of the baseball and softball fields used by the children and youth of this community, city, and county, from T-ball to high school, I pledge to give and or raise the sum of $20,000 to be donated and earmarked specifically toward this particular project upon the condition that said batting practice facility is officially named for our Fred Caps, and that the name of our Fred Caps or Fred Caps is included in all the official documentation and is prominently displayed on the facade of said building. If the name our Fred Caps or Fred Caps is not associated with the building, both officially and publicly, this pledge is withdrawn, and if the pledge has already been paid and the Caps name is not used, the money must be refunded. So I'd like to tender, we don't have a bailiff, do we? I'll just bring it to you.
We do.
I'll
Greg,
take-
Greg here at the property.
I'd like to tender that to the city council and ask you to consider that with big concern for the youth of our community. I would like to be a part of that. My family couldn't be here because of the timing of the meeting, but my children are both interested in seeing that this is done, and all my family, and we are excited to think that one of their dad's dreams might come true. Thank you.
This will become part of the city property. We will insure it, we will do maintenance. It will, once this is built, it will be our facility, such as the Morgan Schoolhouse and the Log Cabin and so on. So, what say the council?
I make a motion that we,
Is it gonna have, I mean, is it just a batting facility, is it gonna have restrooms and stuff, and what all does it consist of?
I do not know.
Oh,
No, this is just.
So this is just-
and
It's
our-
my
our
understanding
plans-
it's just a batting facility.
just batting?
Our plans, you know, we've talked about bathrooms, but our plans, once this facility is started, we're gonna add bathrooms alongside there in some form or fashion.
And I say batting facility, I mean, I think it's gonna be able to be utilized for other practice type of conditioning, and Mr. Cooksey here knows more about it than I do.
I mean, it's kind of in the preliminary phases right now. We had a target goal in mind when we started the project. There's been some things that we've looked at, cost versus, you know, whether we use electric heating and cooling or use gas. You know, there's some of those things that have to be ironed out, but with this pledge that she has, this actually allows us to get the ball rolling and actually maybe start breaking ground and I don't want to talk out of turn, but maybe get to the point where we could get this thing dried in and possibly, you know, have something before springtime gets here. That's
Get a structure.
Right.
I second motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor. Any more discussion? Being none, roll call.
Glenn Owens. Yes. Terry Murphy.
Yes.
Billy Maxey.
Yes.
Billy Guffey.
yes.
Glenn Murphy.
Yes.
Paul Shannon.
Yes.
Young, make a motion.
Young and Maxey.
All right. Motion passed. Kathy, appreciate the effort.
I'd like to thank the council very much. This is very much appreciated. It's near and dear to my heart, and it will well serve the youth of this community for a long time to come. Thank you all.
It will.
Mayor, may I be excused?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
You may. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a second reading on the property tax ordinance, 2018-5. We looked at that last month. I think it was taking the compensated rate. Everybody's had that, chance to look at it. Does anybody have any questions or comments? If not, is there a motion to approve? Second reading. Motion by Terry Murphy,
Second.
Second by Billy Maxey. Discussion. Roll call.
Glenn Owens?
Yes.
Terry Murphy?
Yes.
Billy Maxey?
Yes.
Billy Guthrie?
Yes.
Dan Murphy?
Yes.
Mo Shannon?
Yes.
Motion passes. Second reading ordinance 218-6, 15-year longevity for city clerk. We looked at that last month.
Yep.
Everybody had the figures and everything on that. Questions, comments? Being none, there a motion to approve.
Motion.
Motion by Maxey,
Second.
second by Glenn Murphy. Discussion. Roll call.
Glenn Owens?
Yes.
Terry Murphy?
Yes.
Billy Maxey?
Yes.
Billy Guthrie?
Yes.
Glenn Murphy?
Yes.
Mo Shannon?
Yes.
Thank you. Elijah Wilson, see here.
Yeah. Mind down a little bit, sorry.
If everybody don't know this gentleman, Elijah Wilson, you can state your case.
All right, I just need your help if you can. University, I work for the University of Kentucky Extension Service, and we're big on strategic planning, because if you don't have a plan, you plan to fail. You all know that. But anyway, once about every couple of years, we go through what we call a community needs assessment, because we would rather be proactive than reactive. And so instead of us just going through our motions and doing the same programs that we offer over and over again, we take an in-depth, deep dive into what our community actually needs. And so in all 120 counties, the University of Kentucky is conducting a needs assessment. And I would like to ask for the council's help and everyone else in the room just to complete one of these and encourage your fellow residents of this community to complete one as well. We're hoping to get at least 500 from Cumberland County, which is a lot. UK told us this takes just 15 minutes. To me, 15 minutes takes in surveys a long time. But I will tell you this, if you take this, I'll make sure that this data will get reported back to you. And everybody in this room will be able to understand what comes out of this needs assessment. This assessment will guide our work at the University of Kentucky Extension Service for the next 4 years. And something that we hope to partner with maybe the city government and county government in the spring is when we get all of this information back, is to review it as a community and plan together. And so there's no action that I would recommend or need or anything like that. Just I'm wanting to get the word out. Since I was coming here tonight, I thought I'd also bring you some planning documents that we've had developed as a community in the past. That's the University of Kentucky. What we try to do is, even though we're in the community, we live here in the community, we try to be a neutral party and not inject our values or our opinions, but really we try to get collective opinions and plan together. And so, some of you were on the council at this time back in 2010. I know, Mayor, you've seen this a lot. A lot of you probably seen this document many times. But I just wanted to bring it back to the forefront so that you could review it, see what's in planning, what's going on then. And this might be something that we can use in the future to improve our community. This is a streetscape master plan. This was developed by Carmen and Associates, a landscape architecture firm outside of, I think they're in Lexington. And so many of the issues that they have in this plan are still some of the same issues that we have going on in our downtown with walkability, parking, that kind of thing. So take this document, check it out if you've never seen it before. I've got, I think, 12 copies. I didn't want to kill any more trees. So if anybody in the room would want one, you're welcome to have one as well. And if you need another copy, I can print it off in the extension office. Or if anybody needs it electronically, I can get it to you. I also have some other gifts for you. one of the things we have at the University of Kentucky is called CETIC. It stands for Community and Economic Development Initiative of Kentucky. And what it is, it's a bunch of professors and people who have research appointments at the university that look at a lot of national statistics, pull them in from different resources, and develop publications specifically for your county. Most of this comes from census data, some other employment data that the feds and the states collect. But I would encourage everyone in this room to read through these documents, because a lot of times what I think in my head is actual, reality is not always actually the case, because we're all in small circles, and while we think we get out and see the community, we don't always have a full grasp as we think we do. So anyway, check these out. There's some on here specific to healthcare, agriculture, economic development, and I believe workforce. So some very good information there as well. And then one more little document that I have here for you. It's something that we, and this council participated in this and encouraged us to do this back in 2013. After we completed this, we were working on developing a community-wide strategic plan. And so what we did, about 250 people across the community participated in 8 different forums. We had an online survey. We looked at the results of that survey, and we kind of came to a consensus, because even if you were meeting with homemakers, or if you were meeting with, the Chamber of Commerce, or you're meeting with kids, once you talk to enough people, you start to hear common themes emerge. And so what we did in that process, we heard these common themes, and we tried to synthesize. And we came up with what I think is a unifying document. I think anybody could read this, and you're going to find something in there that's going to relate to you. So anyway, what we did is we came up with 5 priorities at that time. These are not controversial at all, I hope not. But anyway, they are jobs, youth, collaboration, health, beautification, and revitalization. So pretty much everything that the community does, or city government or county government does, is probably related in some form or fashion to those. And so we expanded on those a little bit and came up with some strategic goals and priorities. This is just the beginning. We need more planning because if we have goals as a community, where we all envision this, we have a great city now, but we want it to be better. We're going to have to continue to communicate and collaborate and plan together. And I think this community, a lot of times we're hard on ourselves, but I really believe that we do plan together a lot. We work together well, for the most part, and we do have challenges, but we all come together in the end because we all have a common goal. And that's what I'm hoping, that some of these documents will help us bring our community together as we work together to make our community a better place. So if you can, please help me spread the word about our community needs assessment. I would love to see all of you fill out one, take that 15 minutes. It will be worth your time. We're going to have that open for about 6 weeks. After that, we're going to be following up with different community or small forums or focus groups. So if you are a member of an organization, your church, a group of water department people, whatever group it is that you assemble, and you would like to come in and do a focus group with you about your needs for the community, we can do that. We're trying to find as many groups as we can. We're also doing interviews with key people. So if you're a leader in the community, you'd like to be interviewed, we'll interview you, your data will be put into the system, and then we'll all get that report back, and we'll look at it together and learn and plan together. So thank you for your time. And that's it.
Thank you, Larry. Appreciate all the work you've done. You've been at it for some time. Anybody have any questions for Elijah, anything, like say?
Elijah, is the survey online?
Yes.
Okay.
If you would prefer to do it online, you can. It's on the Extension Office Facebook page. It's on the 4-H page. I think I shared it maybe on the Chamber of Commerce page as well. And if you've got a Facebook page, Share it to your friends. We want as many people, because the more people we have participate, the more reliable our results are gonna be.
Thank you.
I'd like to see
And if you do decide to complete that form, you can find me at the extension office. You can have help if you need help.
You want to take one home, leave one here?
Everybody got one of those?
You can get one.
The next one.
Did you get one? You got one.
Mayor, may I ask for permission to be excused as well?
You may be excused.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's gather ourselves back in order. Greg Carey.
Yes, sir.
You have something on generators?
Yes, we have a backup generator here at City Hall, and we have one at the fire department. They were purchased in '98, I think, 19 years old, if I'm correct on that. I started trying, we got a battery for them, they hadn't been running a while. And I had a guy to come down, but they wouldn't start it, we got the battery. And he worked on them, looked at them, the parts was gonna be 2,000 and something with labor. I can get it replaced, both of them replaced per generator, $3,625, and it's for 11 kW.
2006,
$3,625. We have 8 kWs and $3,325 is what that costs, or $300 more. I don't know why we wouldn't get the 11 kW.
Where's it located at?
So this one, the backup generator is back here at the back corner of this building. It runs City Hall. If the power goes off, it will automatically kick on. They can continue to work. The one where the fire department is located right behind the fire department.
Is any of our other headquarters got generators to back up anything else? Is water, think got them?
Well, the water plant really doesn't, but the sewer plant.
Okay, or they were up to prior, because they need,
Keeps on with the power, you get a power shut up and then up to it keeps on.
we just got one in there.
But now these are a lot, ours are a lot bigger than what this stuff.
We have one that runs the sewer plant, and we have a portable one that's, we keep in the Pepsi building to run this main lift station. We wouldn't be able to collect everything, but we could push whatever comes in.
But both of them is okay if you need, repair anything.
Day-to-day operations, it might be something that you could get by and not do, but if we have a nice storm or out of power for some time, the business, city business still has to operate, and so it's far as needed.
Just as far as power surges goes, for 30 minutes or so, it'll be pretty good. You never know when you're gonna have a day or a week or whatever.
Who do you get to check y'all's stuff? Somebody come?
This guy's the one that does the nursing home. It's the company that does that. He came up and worked on, looked at them, and actually, we got this one running. The motor was stuck, we got it unstuck, but it still wouldn't put the amps out that we needed, the voltage. So well, when he got the parts, we was looking at better than $2,000, and then plus if you put labor for fixing it, for $3,625, you can get a new one.
How often could them things should be checked and everything?
Well, we, at 911 at the hospital, they're checked annually. They'll do a load test on them, they come and service them, and I thought after we got this done, I would look at getting a contract for those, because if you're gonna have them, you just as well keep them up and running. And they've not run for quite some time, and we never could get the one at the fire department started.
They need to be run weekly.
Do,
We do a weekly test, but as far as service and stuff, it's annual.
how often do we do ours?
Ours is set up weekly, and that's an automatic deal.
Well, see, I tell you, the one at the sewer plant, anytime you have a power, just kicks or whatever, it automatically went out. Around here, it happens.
Who tests yours?
That's on there.
You can set it up to start on a certain day, at a certain time, so many minutes, what temperature you want, whatever. It's all,
The two we have out here was set up that way. I mean, every week they kicked on and running for so long. But now, I couldn't tell you, they've not started since January. They've not started since January, because this motor was stuck, and he got it unstuck, but that one over there, we never could get it to run.
These will provide the power that the old one.
Yes, I think maybe, Brenda, when this one's over here, was it just on the lifespan here, you know, the computers and stuff was never hooked to it, correct?
I'm not really aware of that.
No, it's, I've checked, and if there's something that needs to be added, that's something that we can do inside a circuit or whatever, but it was, I think it's something that we need.
So the total cost is, well,
$7,250.
yeah, $3,625 each, right?
Yes, sir.
Any other questions from Mr. Carey? Harvey, you are go-to man in electronics. You got any comments on this? Needed?
Yeah, absolutely. You need them, but you gotta check them. You know, it's ridiculous the way they've sat here and, not been run. You gotta run them, you gotta test them. You gotta put a load on them. It's just, you're wasting money if you don't do it. It's an absolute necessity. I've been told, well, we don't need them unless it's a disaster or if it's an emergency.
Too late,
But when you start it, you ain't got time to do it, so. You gotta be tested, you gotta be run, you gotta put a load on it. You can't just start it. You can start your car every day, but you don't put it in gear, it don't work, you know. You gotta transfer the load. But that's, you know, yeah, absolutely need it.
What say the council?
I make a motion that we get them.
Motion by Owens.
I'll second.
Second by Glenn Murphy. Any more discussion? Roll call.
Glenn Owens?
Yes.
Terry Murphy?
Yes.
Billy Maxey?
Yes.
Billy Gethy?
Yes.
Glenn Murphy?
Yes.
Otis Young?
Yes.
Thank you. I think it was needed. Very appreciate your, effort getting all this together for us. Halloween resolution. We have our Halloween resolution on, did everybody get a copy of this, whatever? This is basically the same thing we've done forever and ever. Halloween is on a Wednesday night, which works better for law enforcement, I guess. Mr. Nichols, everything Saturday night, oh yeah. Always better to go with it. So, it will be observed on Wednesday night. Is there a motion to approve this resolution? Motion by Maxey, second by Owens. Discussion. Roll call.
Glenn Owens? Yes. Terry Murphy?
Yes.
Billy Maxey?
Yes.
Billy Gethy?
Yes.
Glenn Murphy?
Yes.
Otis Young?
Yes.
Anybody ask, it will be on these? Yeah, it is.
4 to 8.
I think it's all right.
I missed it there.
Five and nine.
Missed it there.
I'm sorry, I thought you did.
If you live on Dog Mountain, I'm right there.
That's original.
We're in there.
It's basically what we've done for years and years.
First year, not taking.
That's everything I have on the agenda.
It'll make you sad.
Council, you all have anything for us?
I will say they come and clean the line up on Willow Street, done a wonderful job. It looks great. So, I don't know if you called and what you done, Brenda, but thank you.
That's where the old trailer is.
Yes, Still good.
We have one we need to get a letter to us, I'll tell you today. Thompson, right across from, Dewan Maxey,
Yeah.
that place up there.
Yeah.
Already
We've been there
cleaned
before.
it up. Yeah, yeah. They look worse, they could get the weeds cut, but anyway.
Yeah, there's another on High Street there too, I think we talked about.
Yeah, I think they've already received that.
So if a property owner doesn't do it, and we end up having to do it, do we put a lien on it, or do we just bill them? Because if we send them a letter and we're not gonna do it, then we bill them, probably not gonna pay the bill.
We usually do it, put a lien on it, and then it, of course, the thing about it, a lot of these properties like that will never be sold.
Right.
Because until it's sold.
Unless it's bulldozed down and, you
But
know,
anyway, that's.
Make a good
that's why
life.
we do it. And if they don't do this, we will pay them and sort of,
okay.
if we get any money, if we don't.
Do you have another one or?
No, it was the one, I think we discussed it last month.
Yeah,
I sent out two.
yeah, we sent to.
The one next to King's Appliance, not the big house up high,
Yeah,
although
next
it
to
needs
her,
it
the
too, but the little one there next
shows
to
it.
it. Same side of the road.
What about the building, by the pawn shop that's, falling and not, have we ever, what do we know about that?
We have sent them letters, they have not responded.
Do they exist, I mean, where are they?
As of right now, Connie Cravens owns a building next door, and I think Kathy Couch is her attorney, and they are contacting them, trying to do something. I think Neil maybe went over and cleaned the windows on it. Appreciate that, it makes it look a lot better, but these people are not gonna do anything. But Connie is got Kathy working on it as an attorney, they seem skilled people.
Sometimes. I don't know that it has much of an effect on this group because we.
Now, they,
But they can't tear the building down because it shares a common roof and a common retaining wall, so they get a lawsuit.
if it ever, there is a guy that probably would buy it if it was, you know, reasonable price. He owns the building on the other side. See it here and there. All right, what else we got?
I've got a question, about, building permits for the city, $10, correct? Is that what that is?
Yes, that's what it was when I started.
Right, and, our building, the building inspector that we use, is that at Columbia, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. When he comes, we collect our $10 permit fee. He comes and inspects the building and gets a couple of $100, I think. But then we don't get, the city gets no cut of that whatsoever. He just takes that money and he's back in Columbia.
$10 building permit.
Okay. That seems a little odd to me. If he's collecting a couple of $100 to come in and inspect the building, it seems that our permit should maybe be more, or there should be some, you know, a little more even there.
The way it ended up with him being the inspector, when we joined the flood insurance program, then we had to have a building inspector and along with zoning and whatever. So that's one reason that we have this building inspector. The county does not participate in flood insurance, which I'm not gonna comment on that. But anyway, that's why the building inspectors and the zoning come into effect. And there is a measurements that it has to be a certain size before you come in. If it's a 8 to 10, or 10 to 12, and the height also weighs in.
Otherwise, our zoning committee just takes care of that? Is that, if it's small, who takes care of that, Craig?
That'd be me.
Yeah,
Okay.
Greg is it.
Somebody will call and I was told actually that there was all of that done, but there is part of that done. Get several phone calls. But they'll call and there's a book in here that I go look at and Weldon's helped me because I'm new to this. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, seems a little high, but probably if we had to hire a full-time, part-time even, building inspector, he would have to have some kind of credentials, you know, so, even though it seems high,
Okay, I was just wondering.
good question. And they do commercial buildings also. And it keeps, one thing it does, it keeps people from taking advantage of older people like me. If I hire somebody who don't know 18 nail from 16 nail, you know, and pitch a roof, it kind of helps. Thank you. Good question.
Well, thank you.
Anything else? Whose phone is ringing? The rest of them. Mr. Maxey, do you have anything to share with us?
Not at this time.
Mr. Murphy?
No.
Mr. Murphy, too? Lana? All right. Employees, anybody got anything they want to share with us? Ed, everything good with
Yes,
water,
sir.
sewer?
Yes, sir.
Good, that's all we get. Dispatch, you all good? Sir. Good deal. Police?
Moved our recruit officer into phase 2, we should have the sworn police officers hopefully by the end of next week.
Would you like to stand up, Mr. Carey? This is our newest addition to our police force, Mr. Bobby Carey. Welcome aboard.
I will say he did max it out for me, fitness course, score 55 out of 55.
That's great. Nice. That's great.
Almost beat me. Almost beat me when I was nine.
You're good?
Donald, we had a incident a couple weeks ago.
Damn dogs.
Some dogs got out and, they wound up at the person's house. I've had several calls since then about when they see a dog out, get their call.
There is a lot on Bald Mountain, I will tell you that,
And
bigger
I've
ones.
been patrolling those streets over pretty regular.
We got 6 calls this week.
Yeah, we had, a bulldog yesterday, and, one of them's on the street that I've never seen with, and I need to take it. I have talked to them today, and, the next thing will be.
You won't get the gavel.
Nat, you good?
Hey, the park looked great for the bluegrass.
Yeah.
I thought y'all did a really good job.
And the fence down there looks wonderful.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, that's
so
so
much
I
better.
was gonna ask if everybody noticed the.
Oh, I saw everyone that put it up.
Get rid of some of them, we don't look like a, what would you call them? Anyway. Minimum security. Anyway, good job on the we got Mr. McBride here, he's one of our new employees with water and sewer. He's
Who?
doing an excellent job.
Him. I had him on my school bus.
We had another young man that was hired, Jeff Claywell, AKA Skull. That's probably how you know. Understand he's good. Media, you say anything? KYR. Cumberland County News, your head back there, everything good with you. Appreciate the job y'all do, there's some good coverage.
You got anything else, RD?
Always good.
He said he.
The bells, our church, the chimes,
They sound good. I get a lot of comments on it.
Yep.
Sure sounds good.
Sometimes them and the Alpine goes off the same, y'all's and the Alpines.
they shouldn't, I don't know why that's happening, because we staggered the time, and we did special for Mr. Flowers.
Yeah.
Thought that was pretty cool, but anyway, just, I'm sure church wants to know, make sure that everybody's good.
Yes.
Everybody, there's a lot of
Yeah.
people really go outside and listen.
And it's not turned up real high, he could really,
Yeah.
it's unlike forward, it's hard
I
to
can break the glass.
Also, finally, after years and years, AAA systems, security system has put a TV monitor or whatever, Marshall. They've been showing it in the morning on BKO
Anything they want to
lane
on there?
system, security.
Yeah, I've got like 400, I've got 400 songs.
Southern Rock. Hell's Bells, about 7 o'clock in the morning.
Cocaine.
Cocaine.
Maxie?
I can get with you sometime, I got a note in my, system about some stop sign for bus and load stuff, and then you look at it, see if it might be a feasible, something that we can do to, for the little kid crossing going up. I'll have you look at it with me and everything, see whether it's feasible, we can, or we can't do it. It's very important, some crosswalk stuff. I'll get with you, I've got to do it.
Nothing else, there's a motion to adjourn.
I make it.
Motion by Glenn.
Second.
Second by Billy Guthrie. Discussion, roll call.
Dan Moore, yes. Terry Guthrie. Billy Nancy. Billy Guthrie.
Yes.
Dan Murphy.
Yes.
Bo Shelby.
Are you back?
Meeting adjourned.